has been 16 years since we started this thing. Well, welcome to the set of Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. I was desperate to create a Christmas show that I would do annually. I was trying to think of a mashup between The Grinch, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and Charlie Brown, because those are kind of the television classics that everybody's familiar with. And I wanted to kind of come up with a way to put them together and come up with a story that, like, how we got all inspired. But I was running out of time. I had a lot of original shows I was doing in 2006, my second year here in Fullerton. And one of them was doing Night of the Living Dead, and that was consuming a lot of my time because that's such a technical show. And it was after a rehearsal or something, I went off and had martinis with my friend Nick McGee, who's an actor here, and he said, "How's the Christmas show coming?" And I was like, "I haven't even started, I just have an outline." And he's, "Are you kidding me? It's almost October." And I'm like, "I know." So I said, "I do have another idea." I did find out that there's this children's Christmas movie that came out in the 60s that I actually saw on television once when I was younger, and it was horrible. It's called Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, and he laughed so hard at the title that I was like, well, that's a good sign.
Father, what is tender loving care?
Come on, I thought I told you not to watch those silly Earth programs. Get the
So I proceeded to tell him a little bit of what I remembered about the movie. Well, he got a hold of the DVD, and while I was working on the set during a tech day, put the DVD on his laptop, and as we were painting and putting up the details of Night of the Living Dead, we're watching Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. And as I'm watching it, I realized I know exactly how to stage this. It all just kind of came to me. And now he had to watch the movie and transcribe every bit of dialogue to, Microsoft Word. And watching that movie over and over again is hell. So he had to put up with a lot just to get us to a foundation to start with, to edit from, and had sacrifice. It paid off, obviously. Here we are 16 years later. But once he had that script, then it was a matter of refining it. And the first thing I knew that needed to be fixed was the ending.
But it sure is an adorable stuffed kitty cat, isn't she?
The movie really sets itself up well and creates these characters that you understand. You can kind of see an arc happening, and then it just falls flat on its face. And it like they didn't know what to do with it. And that's where I was like, okay, I want to tell this story over and over again every Christmas. Hopefully. I don't know if the audiences are going to like it or not. But let's have something in there that youngsters can watch and be inspired by and realize that, playing and imagination, these aren't just things that you do as a child. These are things that develop you as a person and are important. Even when you're an adult, you can forget about them, which the Martians certainly had in their civilization.
Hey, do you think that we'll ever see each other again? Of course you will, children.
But putting that all together was not easy. We were working on this up until 6 o'clock in the morning the night we opened. And I didn't even know if people would stay through Act 1. I mean, it was ridiculous. I had no idea. And I was shocked how well the audience responded to opening night. And we realized then that perhaps we have created something that is watchable, and maybe watchable every year. I had no idea what it would turn into. Over time, it also became its own character, and a lot of the characters within the show have developed a little more. Things have been cut early on. I had some extra scenes we cut out. But overall, the show that's still being done is the show that was done 16 years ago. How has it evolved? How has this show evolved? Well, I don't know. Could it possibly be the performers? I don't know.
No, because I've been here for 18 years.
No, it's because of people like Nate, particularly Nate with his Voldar. He saw that the audience would really react to him if he could interact with them a bit.
Well, recently, the children of Oz have been acting very strangely. That's the plot of this show. You can't use that one.
And he wasn't just playing the heavy the whole time. And that really opened up a whole new experience for the show. And from there, we just kind of learned what they would respond to and what to play off of. But it's ever changing. I mean,
like we, especially for the Martians, we have a lot of license to depart from the script and do whatever they are, whatever the audience is reacting to. So if they have a big reaction, we jump on it and we attack them. And we, if they laugh funny, we call it out. If they have something in their hands, we call it out. We've done some really off the wall stuff, and I think a lot of the return audiences enjoy seeing what is weird and what is improvised each year, because the framework of the show is the plot, and then from there we're allowed to kind of play in whatever direction we want.
I can only assume, because I've never had anyone express anything to me that made me understand what it was they enjoyed about it. They always talk about certain things. It's like the improving a little bit, the spontaneity. I've never had anyone actually say, "I love the script you put together." I think the script tells a story, and like I said, there are arcs, there's a happy ending, but it's maybe the overall production value. I really made sure that this was a low budget movie and a low budget version of a low budget movie, so you see lots of household items stuck to the set and stuff that are supposed to be science fiction.
Grandma, we have something on Earth called plywood, and this looks just like...
I think those things add a little bit of charm to it and the lightness to it. There's no heavy message. At the same time, this is good for all ages. Any age can watch this because, we don't just focus on one. We try to make it, ageless, so to speak. Also, another thing too is that, during the holidays, you get lots of standards out there like Christmas Carol and Nutcracker. A lot of those kind of things where this is just off the wall wackiness. And so I think they come in here going, I want to enjoy the holiday season with a show that represents that. At the same time, I want something fun and entertaining and that everyone gets excited about. And I think it's also the intimacy of the theater. The audiences are so close to each other, watching and being with the actors. Heck, the actors sit on their laps in the front row. So there's a lot more happening in this show that you would normally get at any other Christmas show.